Welcome to Reach the World ASAP. My name is Pastor Scott Griswold, and I work in a partnership between ASAP Ministries and the Texas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists to direct Reach the World Next Door, a training center for missionaries in Houston, Texas. We just moved down there in April, and we've been planning for quite a while, but when the decision was up in the air whether or not we would move to Texas to do this, I kept reading places in the Bible that talked about the children of Israel when they stepped into the Jordan on their way to the Promised Land. It was like God was pushing us, saying, just trust me, take a step. You see, we didn't know where we were going to live. We couldn't find a place to stay. Some of you have heard the story already, so I won't go into it here. But I didn't realize that as we entered this promised land of 26 beautiful acres with 7 houses or cabins and 2 shops, that it would also be like the Canaan of the olden days in that it needed to be conquered. You see, even though these buildings were all solid and none of them were ready to fall down or be bulldozed over, none of them were ready to really be used for a training center. Well, the place that we felt needed it best and most, because we were there, my wife, my son, and I, living in one of the cabins that wasn't so bad, was the house we were going to live in. So we needed to go right at it because it was one of the worst. Fortunately, God had sent us the man who had found the property miraculously. He was also willing to stay there. His name is Jim. And Jim then worked with us over the next couple of months. I had a lot to be doing, just letting people know about the training center and getting ready with the curriculum. But I would spend some time each day, and so would Josiah and Julie and Jim. We were working hard to work on it. But time was going by fast, and things were getting closer. And the team that we'd finally found, they weren't there yet. So we started praying, Lord, we need more workers. We were visiting churches in Houston, looking for people who wanted to be trained to reach out to refugees and immigrants right there. But now we also needed people to help us with work bees and get things done on the property. Well, one of the churches really came out to help. Houston West Spanish Church there, they were out helping put on a whole new roof for the ladies' dorm and doing many other things. And God just seemed to send somebody Sunday after Sunday to help us out. Fortunately, some of the cabins were almost ready, so with just a little bit of touch-up, we got the place ready for the Myers to move into. But Sandy had arrived as well, and her place was not ready, so she hung out in the guest room as we worked on her place. Oh, it was a mess. The whole place had been melted as somebody was trying to work with bugs in there and had turned the heat up super high. So we were yanking down the melted roof and finding, well, anyway, I don't need to go all into it. But she was not too excited to be moving into that place. But slowly, bit by bit, it came together. But there was so much more still to do. The men's dorm needed the rooms divided. The ladies' dorm needed the rooms divided. Plumbing problems were starting to happen underneath our house. And about this time, it was ASI. We needed to go down there. Julio Carey, Pastor Sam, Pastor Sang, different ones were coming through. So busy. As Julia looked at our situation, she said, if you're going to be ready, you're going to need some extra special help. We agreed, and she offered for Pastor Sang, the new associate director for ASAP, to come down. He is so handy. He brought a friend, and between the two of them and the other ones that would just pop in at the right time, God was finishing the work that needed to be done. About this time, our amount of students doubled from 5 to 10. We were so thankful for what God was doing, but now where would we put them? Well, that addition we'd been hoping to do on the men's dorm, it could happen, but it needed to happen fast. As we got ready to prepare that, we realized we needed dirt. We needed a whole pad underneath that back section. And on that very Sunday when that was coming clear, a man we had met at church drove up with his grader. He was there to help us with our road. You've got too much good asphalt, he said. I can't take it out now. I need to bring crushed rock instead. Is there something else I could do to help you today? Actually, what we really need is a few dump trucks full of dirt to do our pad out back. It just happened. He had a dump truck. There was a bunch of extra dirt on his property, and he made pads for a living. So in perfect timing, he laid it there, and we began to build that addition. About that time, we began to hear news of Hurricane Harvey moving steadily towards Texas. We knew things had to get up quick. And so they did. The frame went up, the roof went on, and just in time before the rain hit really, really hard. As the rains poured down and the little stream became a river and the pond became a lake, we were worried about our buildings. Of course, we were more worried about those in the city who were really being flooded out. But we did have to take care of our roof because that roof that we'd added onto, it was so rusty and so many holes that the rain had come through and was sogging out the ceiling. Well, that has gotten taken care of since. As the last week came, fortunately we had an extra week because we had to postpone the students coming. The airports were closed. There was so much going on. But we were able to take care of our place. And as they got there, they were able to join us, not in trying to fix our own spot and get it ready, but headed down the hill to help those in the city who needed help ripping out their plaster, their houses, everything that was such a mess. I am so thrilled how God brought all of this together just at the last moment before the students came. So the basic dwellings were able to be finished in time. The students could have a nice, secure, dry place to sleep and be. There are other things that still need to be done, but those are things that the students can participate and begin to learn and practice skills they will use in the mission field elsewhere. In the meantime, there is still a need for more funds for this remodeling that's been going on. If you'd like to participate in that, you can go to asapministries.org and find where it talks about the Reach the World Next Door Training Center. I believe that God is going to raise up training centers like this in many cities, in many places in the world. And I pray that we can be part of sparking that and sending it out. But for you, the Lord can use you right where you are, reaching out to refugees, immigrants, international students, sharing the My Language, My Life card, or anything else you can do to be a friend to the people near you. Let's do that. Let's do it together. Let's reach the world ASAP.